Hey folks, welcome back to another HP Gaming GameLINK video. Now we've set up here because it is the season. We are getting very close to the big day, and there's still a couple of last minute opportunities to get your gift giving sorted. So we thought we'd break it down for you, give you another bit of a list, something a little bit different. This is HP Gaming's 2020, the 12 games of Christmas. Hey folks, welcome back. For those of you who don't know me, and who should by now, my name is Matt, and I am playing Santa's helper, Santa's elf, Santa's reindeer, if you will, and I'm here to take you through the 12 games of Christmas. So these are games that, in my honest opinion, are really good crowd pleasers that you'll be able to break out on Christmas Day and beyond, well into the new year, and keep coming back to again and again and again. Again, this is my opinion. By all means, if you have bits and pieces you want to mention in the comments below, go right ahead. I am not the boss of you. Firstly, before we get started, a few honorable mentions. A couple of party games that I do like are Growl, that I think goes down very well. Also, Rhino Hero is a great kids game, but also has enough strategy for adults. That's by Harbour. Growl's by Vigor Inc., which is fantastic as well. And then Saboteur is another good little party game, which involves quite a bit of strategy as the gnomes mine their way towards the gold or towards the coal if you are one of the saboteurs. A couple of quick honorable mentions there. Really great stocking stuffers as well. But let's get into it with number 12 on our list. Okay, so number 12 on our list is a Marvel-themed reskin of a very popular one. Now, this is the Marvel-themed love letter game, Infinity Gauntlet, which looks like this, and it looks like this when it's boxed up. We've actually done an unboxing for it on our channel, so you can check that out if you haven't done so already. It's a love letter themed game, but it has a one versus the many mechanic. So one player plays the role of Thanos, and everyone else plays the roles of Avengers, trying to thwart and stop him from collecting the Infinity Stones. There's a life track counter involved. There's all sorts of power counters that modify cards, but at the core, a gameplay, it's still that love letter 16 card deck effectively, which is, you know, what we know and love about the love letter game, just with a Marvel reskin and a nice little purple carry bag as well, which is fantastic. Lots of replayability, a very quick play time, something that looks great inside a stocking, and obviously a crowd pleaser as well because it is Marvel themed. That's Marvel Infinity Gauntlet, a love letter game, and that's our number 12. Our number 11, another classic stocking stuffer type of game with a lot of take that action, very fast play time, and that is Monopoly Deal. This is the shuffle version. The Monopoly Deal we have is the new version that's just come out. Same cards, same gameplay, collect 3 like sets of properties and win. Also, you can force trades and things as well with your opponents to cause some serious damage, charge rent, collect money, play the birthday card and collect some freebies as well. A lot of take that action in this game. A lot of arguments can be caused by this one as well, but it is great replayability, quick play time, and plays lots of different players, so you can have lots of people around the table getting in some quick playthroughs. Monopoly Deal, number 11. Number 10 is back from the depths and the brink of the past. We're revisiting something brand new. It's just been released by Jumbo, and it's being distributed by our friends in Sydney, our distribution network, Let's Play Games, and that is Stratego, the original classic capture the flag game. I don't have one open yet. We'll see what happens on Christmas Day, but it's the official blue versus red armies charging forth to try and find each other's flag and capture it first. Absolute deep strategy. There are a few of you out there in YouTube land that still have your original sets from the 70s. Good on you for keeping with them. Great replayability. I think the original board still has the same sort of outlay of artwork as well, which is fantastic. It's a brand new version of an absolute classic game that will not fail to disappoint. Only downside is that it only suits 2 players, but that head-to-head play will keep you coming back for more and more and more. Stratego Original is our number 10. All right, coming in at number 9, for all of you Star Wars fans out there, it is Star Wars X-Wing. Now, this is a miniatures game where the minis come pre-painted, so if you are someone who likes to paint minis, this is not the game for you. However, flying around an X-Wing, flying around TIE fighters, taking the battle to your opponents in epic miniature space combat, it's all in the box. It's fantastic. There are so many ships and so many factions, from the scum and villainy to the Empire, to the Rebels, to the Resistance, to the First Order, and everything else in between. Absolute epic gameplay, epic starfaring battles, 45 minutes to half an hour and a half, I should say. Charlotte and I have played this all the time. She always likes to be the Empire. I don't know, she likes the idea of having TIE fighters, and my dice rolling, as those of you who watch the channel know, my dice rolling sucks, whereas in this game, Charlotte dominates. I might have shields as an X-Wing pilot, but at the same time, it doesn't matter if my dice rolling is absolutely shice. So X-Wing as our number 9, great replayability. We still got a couple of super bundles available, which gives you lots of ships, extra dice kits, all that sort of stuff as well. Check it out, Star Wars X-Wing, amazing, by the wonderful Fantasy Flight Games, and it is not the last time you will see them on this list. They make great games that make great gifts. If you haven't already, check it out. It's really worth a look. That's Star Wars X-Wing. That's our number 9. All right, getting into our number 8 now. Another party game. We did mention Growl as an honorable mention, but one that we've really liked playing over the course of 2020, especially with the year that we've had here and across the world, is Trial by Trolley. And this is a game by Cyanide and Happiness and Skybound. Basically puts you in the role of a trolley conductor, and you have to decide which path to careen the trolley down and commit horrible trolley murder, while the rest of the players play cards and modifiers to convince you to pick the other track to destroy. At the end of the game, the player who collects the least amount of death tokens, yes, there's death tokens in the box, is the overall winner. Great party game. Any number of people can play. There's easy ways to modify it for any number of players. It's a fantastic and also morbid look at your moral decisions and moral dilemmas. Trial by Trolley, definitely worth a look. Great fun for around the Christmas and holiday season with an older bunch of kids. Definitely worth a look. Number 7 on our list is something that's reasonably new, relatively popular. Well, not relatively popular, we actually gave one away as part of a competition. Lots of replayability and an amazing amount of content, an epic game in quite a tiny little box. And for those of you who haven't cottoned on to what I'm talking about Tiny Epic Dinosaurs. Tiny Epic Dinosaurs plays 2 to 4 players. It's GameLINK Games. It's Scott Arms, who is just an amazing game designer. This one here, designed for 14 plus, although Charlotte manages to play it quite well, and she is only 6, having said that she plays a lot of games and understands core gameplay really well. The strategy inside this box is amazing. The meeple dinosaur pieces are incredible. Your ranches are obviously high quality as well. And the ability to grow your ranch, grow the dinosaurs, and sell them off to dinosaur parks around the world to collect profit and reward points are fantastic. The problem is obviously that your dinosaurs, if they're not fed and not looked after, they will escape, they will cause trouble, and most likely eat each other in spectacular fashion. The dinosaur meeples are absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen our unboxing for this, please check it out. It's absolutely incredible. We have some limited copies left, so if you do want to try and get one of those in for Christmas, come along to our garage sale on the 19th and make sure that you secure a copy in advance, or jump online now and grab a copy, because TED is just fantastic. Only to be superseded by the upcoming Tiny Epic Pirates, which looks amazing as well. Check out the channel when that's released. But in the meantime, Tiny Epic Dinosaurs, yeah, definitely worth a look. A lot of fun in a very tiny box. Tiny Epic Dinosaurs, that's our number 7. Number 6 on our list, we're getting into the top half of our list. This is another small box game with a lot of strategy that appeals to junior gamers and our senior gamers alike. It's actually part of our GameLINK junior line of games in terms of recommendations by our junior gamer, and also gets played by our junior gamer Blair now from time to time. And that is, hey, that's my fish. This is another one that's been developed by our friends at Fantasy Flight Games. It features 2 to 4 players, epic penguin fishy strategy. They're on an ice floe. The ice is breaking up and you're trying to collect as many fish as possible before you cannot move any further. depending on the number of players, will dictate the number of penguins pieces that you get to play with. It looks like a kid's game, but I can tell you right now there is some intense strategy. And if you're playing against someone at your level, this is almost like a game of chess where the board disappears as you play. Very strategic, very, very intense gameplay. And it's a game where you can never really tell where your position in the game is until the very, very end. And there's another game on this list that has that same mechanic as well. Hey, That's My Fish. Definitely worth a look. Small box, big game, big strategy. Definitely worth checking out. That's our number 6. All right, getting into the top 5 now, and this one is a staple. If you haven't played this game, what on earth are you doing in this hobby? This is not the right hobby for you. This one's been around for a while, has a plethora of expansions and other content, and the base game now comes with 2 expansions in the box. Which game am I talking about? I am talking about the Z-Man Games publication of the one and only Carcassonne. Now, Carcassonne is an absolute staple. Plays in about 35 to about 90 minutes, depending on your player count. 2 to 5 players out of the box, a good high player count, age 7+. Charlotte absolutely smashes everyone at this, usually because my wife and I are trying to compete against each other and stop each other from winning. But building cities, building roads, robbing each other, using your meeples to move things around the board as a tile-laying game, and building a world of Carcassonne before you as you start. The river expansion in the box adds a great feature to the board as well. The expansions for this one, of which there are many, allow for princesses and dragons and all sorts of other stuff as well. Very much a fantasy themed game down the track. There's also circus expansions. There's the tower, which adds a whole new layer of 3 dimensions as the board goes up as well as out. Carcassonne is one of those games that once you understand how to play it, the deepness and the richness of the strategy of where you place tiles at any given moment will have you second guessing your decisions and really taking your time to pore over the best place to put that specific tile. Also just hoping that you're the one that gets that one tile that you need and then seeing someone else draw it. Oh my goodness, the pain. Carcassonne is fantastic, really great replayability. The fact that the base game now comes with the River expansion and the Abbot expansion in the box is brilliant. Lots of replayability, and again, this is another game where you don't really know where you sit on the leaderboard until you do the final scoring at game end, and that is where it all changes. Carcassonne by Z-Man Games, definitely worth checking out. It's an absolute staple and should be a part of any collection. All right, our number 4 on our list is a game that is again designed for our junior gamers, but still offers up some intense strategy. And it's also a junior game that is a legacy game. And I am talking about Zombie Kids Evolution. Now there is, again, don't let the small box fool you. There is a ton of replayability in this box. There's also legacy envelopes that as you progress through the game, your zombie hunting children get experience points. Along with that, the zombies in the box also earn experience as well. So be very, very careful about that. There's a ton of stuff in there, lots of replayability, 13 levels to get through, as well as a zombie hunting journal, which you can add stickers to, name the zombies, all that sort of stuff as well. 2 to 4 players. Scorpion Mask have done an amazing job with this one. And this game is so popular, it's actually got a sequel called Zombie Teens Evolution. Now this one has just come out just in time for Christmas. It is the same game effectively. Obviously the kids are older, but instead of defending a schoolyard, you're defending a town, and your buildings can be overrun and destroyed by zombies as well. Best part is the characters you unlock in this one, in Zombie Kids Evolution, are fully playable in Zombie Teens Evolution and vice versa. They are interchangeable and will make a wonderful addition to your junior gamers collection. But we're pretty sure that you'll be able to take them out as well and have a bit of fun on your own when they're asleep. Zombie Kids and Zombie Teens Evolution, both legacy games by Scorpion Mask, absolutely brilliant productions. Definitely worth a look, and something you'll be playing with the kids to train them up for some of the bigger ones we've got coming up in our top 3. Okay, so our number 3. Look, we've talked about being heroes. We've talked about being all these weird and wonderful things where you're trying to do good deeds, build cities, all that sort of stuff. But sometimes it just pays to be the bad guy. Villainous is our number 3, Disney Villainous. Now this game here plays 2 to 6 players. It's by Ravensburger and designed by Prospero Hall. It is an amazing game with a ton of replayability because all the different villains in this core box play very differently from each other. There are 3 expansions to the Disney Villainous line so far, and I do say so far because they are looking at doing more. Wicked to the Core, Evil Comes Prepared, and of course the new Perfectly Wretched, which we've just done an unboxing for as well, which you would have already seen if you are one of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you very much. Disney Villainous is basically a game where you have your own individual objective and you're trying to reach that objective through any nefarious means necessary, while everyone else tries to stop you as they try to, reach their own ends and means. Disney Villainous is a lot of fun, a lot of take-that action, which I personally love. I'm a big fan of take-that games. This is a game we opened up just before Christmas last year, Christmas 2019. We took it away with us and we must have played, my wife Charlotte and I must have played, 20, 30, 40 games while we were away, in all manner of expansions, including, villains from the other boxes in against villains from the base game, mixing things up a little bit because they're all compatible, which is amazing. And now that Marvel Villainous is out, and Disney obviously is running with this line, I think it's safe to say that in the not too distant future, we may have a Star Wars Villainous as well. Who knows? Who knows? It's anyone's guess. Villainous is one of those games that it is definitely worth a look. It is highly sought after. We do have limited copies. You would be able to, if you can come pick it up, get it before Christmas, but you will need to get in very quick because there is a limited quantity available of Villainous and the expansions as well. Very excited to see what the future holds for this particular line of game. Yeah, definitely, if you haven't played it, it's definitely worth a look. Villainous is our number 3. All right, our number 2 is an absolute staple. It is a gateway game into what has been an incredible hobby, and if you haven't heard of it, then you're doing the wrong thing. You're doing gaming wrong. This is one of the games that has allowed me to teach other players the beauty of what is a Euro-style game, the simplicity of gaming, the competitive nature of games as well, and it's one of the games that has inspired many games that have come after it. It is one of the most popular and still one of the most played games. We've actually just had a whole big tournament about this one as well, which ran over 3 states across the eastern side of Australia over a couple of weekends ago. And for those of you who haven't gotten on, I am talking about Catan. This is our number 2. Now, Catan as a base game, the base box here plays 3 to 4 players. It is not a 2-player game. You must play it as 3 players, and I think the 3 and 4 player count's pretty good. We've played with 5 or 6 in the expansions, which I like, but 3 or 4 to me is the perfect number of players for this game. This game is near perfection. There is never a game of this that I have not enjoyed, unless I've just rolled 7 on every turn, which is when the robber comes out and steals all your stuff. You generate resources, you build settlements and cities, you expand your territories. It's effectively a condensed version of something like Risk, but with a lot more strategy involved rather than just rolling dice and playing cards. Catan has many expansions. Cities and Knights and Seafarers are probably the best that I can list off the top of my head in terms of their what they bring to what is already a great game. Catan, I can't think, if someone said to me, hey, do you want to play Catan? I'm never not going to say no. Rivals for Catan, the 2-player variant card game, is also fantastic. It's not on this list though because it's not as great as this core game. I think Cities and Knights is probably a bit more involved and it offers a lot more strategy, but it wouldn't exist without the base game. And Catan for me is just one of the best games that is out there. If you haven't ever played Catan, you're doing gaming wrong, as I said at the outset. So by all means, check out Catan. It's our number 2, and it's just, one of those games that you just can't get enough of. Catan is and will be forever one of the best games ever invented. And we look forward to playing many more Catan and obviously hosting another Catan Blitz in 2021. So look out for that come November next year. Congratulations once again to our tournament winner, Andrew, from this year's 2020 tournament. Let's see if he can retain that title in 2021. Catan is our number 2 of our 12 gifts of Christmas, which means it's nearly time to get into our number 1. All right, number 1. the number one in our 12 gifts of Christmas. Now, this won't be for everybody, but it's something that appeals to a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people. It's a very popular game. It's a relatively new game. It's only been around for about 18 months or so, not quite that long. But I think at its core, and I do mean that in a literal and figuratively speaking, at its core it offers unprecedented replayability right out of the box before you even get into the expansions. This is a game that appeals to a lot of people. The theme is great. The theme is great without being steeped in lore, like its sister game, which I'll come to in a moment. What game am I talking about? Why is this game so wonderful? Let's have a look. I am talking about Marvel Champions, the card game. Again, by our friends at Fantasy Flight Games. It is an LCG living card game, which means it's expanded over time with regular releases of packs. To date, there is a plethora of content for this game. There's the core box, which plays 1 to 4 players out of the box. You don't need 2 core sets like its sister game, Arkham Horror. And this one, or even Lord of the Rings as well, is another one that requires 2 core sets for multiple players above 2. Marvel Champions plays 4 out of the box. You have 5 heroes to choose from out of the box. You have 3 villains to take on to in different scenarios out of the box. And the extra expansions of the scenario packs that bring more villains for you to fight and beat up on. The extra hero packs that bring many heroes, many new card combinations, many deck building options. The unprecedented replayability of being able to take a core set of 15 hero cards and put them with any aspect to build whatever deck you like to take the fight to the villains gives you complete control over how you play this game. And this game will still make it difficult for you. There is a lot of challenge in the one box. All the extra hero content is amazing. The art on the cards is exceptional. It's lifted right out of the comics. It's absolutely amazing. Marvel Champions, for me, is one of the best card game experiences you can have, and being able to get into the guts of it, the scenario Kang, where you're taking on a fight with a villain who is temporal and can fly through space and time, is amazing. And then having that scenario happen, those of you who've played the Kang scenario will know what I'm talking about. You defeat the villain's first stage, but instead of moving on to the second stage, the party gets split. So if you're playing with 3 or 4 players, you get split up into your own individual area until one of 2 things happens. You either defeat the version of Kang that you're fighting against, or he stacks up on his scheme and pulls you back into someone else's area. So it becomes, a fight for one-on-one as opposed to one versus the many, which is fantastic. Lots of replayability, lots of customization options. Again, the artwork's fantastic. The production quality is amazing. Marvel Champions, for me, is the best LCG that Final Fantasy have put out. And I'm a massive Arkham Horror fan, like a massive Arkham Horror fan. But the fact that Charlotte, who is 6, can understand how to manage Black Panther's special abilities, customize her own deck for Black Panther, and then take the fight to Claw and smash him in the face, it's definitely worth a look. It's really fantastic. The theme is a bit more kid-friendly as well. Marvel Champions is our number 1, and with good reason. It's going to be around for quite a while, to stay for quite a while. And that's our number 1. There you have it, folks. That's our list of the 12 gifts of Christmas for 2020. Is there anything we missed? Is there anything that you would prefer to be on the list? Obviously, these are games that, in my opinion, are something that's fantastic and would go great under the tree. By all means, list yours in the comments below. If you have any questions, you can always hit us up at orders@hpgaming.com.au. At the same time, if you want to join our Patreons that I mentioned earlier, join our gamer army, get exclusive rewards and upgrades to express shipping on all your orders, along with a host of other exclusive goodies, you can jump on board www.patreon.com/hpgamingau. The address is on your screen. Until then, folks, from all of us here at HB Gaming, we want to just say have a Merry Christmas. Make it that extra bit special this year. It's been a crazy 2020. It's been a crazy time for everybody. And for those of you watching from around the rest of the globe, our thoughts and prayers are with you. Please, 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 please make this Christmas very special. But above all, stay safe, get back to the table, keep gaming, and we'll see you all again back here very, very soon for another video. Stay safe. Merry Christmas, everyone. Peace out. Bye for now.